Today I'd like to talk to you about DeltaSoft and introduce the company basically in the lens of Star Wars. Again, my name is Jonathan Lee. I'm a senior application scientist, although I fancy myself as a software development Jedi Master. We started over 20 years ago in New Jersey, so that's after the original trilogy, but before the prequels. We're founded by a research chemist. We do products, which I'll show you in a little bit, but also consulting, doing designing cheminformatics and bioinformatics applications, evaluating and tuning chemistry cartridges, helping you optimize or design your data models. Our customers, of course, include pharma and biotech, but also chemical and materials and academic research groups. Over 10 years ago, we joined the ChemAxon Rebel Alliance to fight the evil galactic empire. We use JChem cartridge. We use, and all the tools that go inside of it, standardizer, structure checker, chemical terms. But we also, of course, include Marvin as a sketcher and renderer, and then export our stuff out to things like ChemAxon for Excel. What does ChemCart look like? Basically, it's a platform. This is our main product, but it's a platform. You can see it in a kind of classical three-tier architecture. The top part, of course, is a configurable forms interface with a Yoda-sized small footprint for like web-based technologies. In the middle is powerful middle-tier server, ChemCart server, that generates all the searches and runs runs the top. But of course, has a Darth Vader chokehold grip on your data security. That sits on top of course, an Oracle cartridge like JChem. We can deploy that on in your home base, leverage your existing infrastructure, or we can put it onto the cloud, safe, robust, scalable, as we heard earlier in the breakout sessions yesterday. The best part I like about it is that you can build on your existing infrastructure, your informatics choices that you've already made. So in a sense, build your own lightsaber. You've got your cartridge, like your JChem cartridge, or maybe you've got the direct from eons ago, or maybe the open source Bingo cartridge. An important part about using the sketchers and renderers is that you can default a particular sketcher and renderer for an application for your entire group, but then it still allows individuals to select, say maybe they still want to use ChemDraw, and so you can use that as an individual choice for that particular person. We support Excel tools, all the main Excel tools, ChemDraw, Accord, JChem for Excel. We also have some great integration with the workflow tools, Pipeline Pilot or KNIME. You can call your KNIME workflows, or maybe something you've built in-house for your own folks. And then of course up here, you can build your Mace Windu e-molecules lightsaber there. But basically use any of the reagent sources available. Okay, does anyone know what this is? Of course, this is Jabba the Hutt. It's actually a holocron, a Jedi holocron, basically holding all the knowledge. And basically, for us in the DeltaSoft quadrant, it would be discovery in a box. This is holding all the business rules for your informatics needs. And basically, this spans the drug discovery process, including reagent selection, ELN, compound reg, tracking samples, handling your biological assays, and your SAR needs. So if Obi-Wan Kenobi is tricking the stormtroopers that these aren't the droids you're looking for, well then what are the droids that we're looking for? What are the applications that we might need? And I'm going to go ahead and match up some droid or droid-related things up with the applications that we provide in our discovery for a box. One note about just the applications that these have been built over many years for large scalable applications for big pharmas, but we've distilled them down into really a fast a way for your startups or your research groups to get up and running for a rapid start. But anyway, Obi-Wan might send them to the Jawa droid salesman down in the desert. This is a little bit like our reagent inventory, which is a one-stop shop for both commercial or in-house reagents. It runs on basically the shopping cart paradigm. Pick your reagents, and then we can link that to, say, your purchasing application, so that you can get your reagents to your users. We'll also track the bottle history from when it comes into the lab all the way to the end when it gets disposed. And that's all done through this application. Of course, this is C3PO, and yes, he knows 6 million forms of communication, but really he's a protocol droid. So Obi-Wan might send them to something that record protocols, experiments. Basically, that's what the ELN does, recording, putting in your reactions, and the application will auto-calculate things like the reagents, of course, products, limiting parts, maybe theoretical yields. It all does that through automatic calculations. You can search within the entire notebook or just the ones that you own. And of course, there's locking procedures that, for when you're using the ELN. This is a little more specialized droid. Does anyone know what this is, or what type of droid this is? Okay, it's a medical droid. I think it's a 21B, I think is what it is. But basically, it's a link to the biological world for us here. It associates your test results, your biological assays, with your registered compound samples. You can batch load all the information up. Again, image results, raw data, DMPK data, in vivo, et cetera, et cetera. This is, of course, R2-D2. I hope everybody knows this one. But what is it? It's an astromech droid. So basically, it's a flying nav computer. And it's going to help you navigate to the exact right star system, taking a right at Dagobah and ending at Tatooine here. So we can query by form. So anything on that form, we can query. Chemical structures, data, images, et cetera. Use all the search technologies that the cartridges provide for us, and then build your forms and build the graphs there. So doing automatic curve fitting, line regression, that sort of thing. And this is, if you can't find the droids anywhere else, where would you go? Probably to the Jedi archives, which is basically all of the information collected by the Jedi Order over millennia. That's like our compound registration, putting all the compounds that are important in your business into one space, and enable the checking of duplicates. These forms are, of course, configurable to whatever fits your workflow and your needs. It also links to sample inventory, which is a little bit like this droid on the bottom. This is bonus points if anybody knows this one. We have some free swag in the back if you can name this one. Anybody? Where are they found? Does anyone know that? That's right. That's right. These are mouse. I think they're called mouse droids, MSE6. But I've put a couple of barcoded samples on top of that thing. It's basically what our sample inventory does. It manages samples. You can track the sample workflow. Your users can ask for those samples to be dispensed, or even request assays to be run on those samples. So if any of those applications seem like they might be a fit for your company, please don't hesitate to ask us. I know we all hate unhappy managers, so contact us and make sure we can make management happy. Thank you very much. May the Delta Force be with you always.